I had a dream, and that's how I classified it at the time. And I was with three other people, and they weren't identified in my dream. And I kept feeling something in the dream, there's something down in front of me. And I couldn't figure out what it was because it was like all misty and dark. And, but then all of a sudden, this girl, it was a woman's voice, says, Joe, or Joe is here. And I looked at her and I looked over to see, and it was that big giant being. I said, this being is not named Joe. I just thought, there's no way. And so I watched him. Oh, and there was this stone staircase coming down the cliff to a creek that ran down below. We were up on a mesa on the other side. And all of a sudden, boom, he was right on top. He was walking down there, and then all of a sudden, he was right there with us. And he looked at me, and I'll never forget, he always had this thing of tipping his head, which made me almost chuckle. And he says, oh, he didn't say anything. I saw the letters J-E-H, and then I heard the sound like you meditate. So, and it came together as Jehomm. And that was his name. That's what he was telling me. So, Jehomm character, I really, all of a sudden was really interested in that. He was a huge entity, really was. He wore robes. Really interesting. He was just a very different looking being, but he had arms and legs, and just, what he was missing was a nose and a mouth, and
and this is the same character from your childhood that you saw in the bedroom. Okay. But at that time you didn't know that his name was Jehomm.
No. I took it as a dream. I didn't know if it really was real or what, until we have this couple, we called our Portland parents, and they were all excited. And I told Sheila about the dream and everything, and they wanted to take us to a little further east in Oregon, to a place called Smith Rock. It was their favorite place to go, and it really was cool because on the way getting to the park, it was another level. There were about a couple hundred deer. This guy fed the deer. He had a couple hundred deer there, and if you approached them, they just moved around the house. They kept
outside the house.
Outside the house. But there's like so many. I don't remember how many were with tons of deer, and that was on the way up. That was really impressive. We got there, and we're at the mesa, and I laid my hand. There's a big log with flagstone, like fence. Just one log or two logs, and the flagstone holding it together. And I put my hand on it, and it reminded me of the dream. That's what it was. I was trying to understand. And I looked across, and there was really this carved in stone staircase coming down the side. And then there was the creek. I remember that. And so I hit Sheila because we hadn't told them about the aliens. We didn't tell them about the aliens and everything yet. Or they don't like to be called aliens, extraterrestrials. And I hit Sheila. I said, what? And without me saying anything, because we didn't want to say anything to Clyde and Jenny, she said, oh my God, your dream. And I said, yeah. So it was like a dream connected with reality all of a sudden. So
but it was like they knew, this couple knew that we had to go to this park. They picked us up, and they were so excited about taking us to this place. It was like, what, 50 miles away at least? How far was it? At least,
no further.
And they said, you have to see this park. You just have to see it. And they're a lot older than us. We call them our Portland mom and dad. Just so excited, you got to go, you got to see this park.
They've passed on since.
Yeah, and that's where they took us to, and it was like, how did they know? I mean, they just took us there to this park and didn't know a thing about it yet, so
So it was really a neat event for Sheila and I, having something connect and come together. And it was about Jehomm. That's how I got his name, by the Jehomm. And kind of a weird way it came, but Jehomm, after that, was like very active in my life, teaching me.
How did he come to you, and how was he active in your life?
He appeared out of midair, which always scared the Jeheves out of me. I mean, what I mean out of midair, and like right in the middle of this where there's nothing there, an arm would come through, then a shoulder.
Like they could walk through walls or something.
But he wouldn't go, he didn't even go through a wall or anything. He just came out of midair, and he's so big. It's like it just very strange, you know.
So the
And
very first time that he came to you like that, what happened? What did you do, or what did?
go away.
Where were you doing? Were you sitting in the living room, or what was going
I
on?
was sitting exactly. I was sitting in the living room, and I was saying, if you're like still alive or out there, I would love to see you again, because I only saw him for that one moment that I walked into my parents' bedroom, and he then showed up, and I panicked and said, "Go away." No, go away, you know, and he went away. He did that twice, and the third time, he actually communicated to me. And I realized he had a sense of humor. He says, "David, you gotta get over this." Do you want to see me or not? You know, type. He didn't say that. He said, "David, you gotta get over this." And I'm like, okay, you know. And so, and that's how the communication started. It wasn't always a personage. Sometimes it was just a communication. Sheila and I were in our...
But also he would tell you that, unlike you, we can't touch or feel things. And so they would actually, we would take trips, because we lived in Eureka for a while. We would take trips to Santa Rosa. And they would like take over, I mean not like take over our body, but see things, come into our body and see things through our eyes, things they'd never seen before.
So it started with me in Portland,
Yeah.
Gladstone. And all of a sudden I saw this side of a cliffside. And Gladstone has all these cliffs and everything. It's around a river. And I had no idea where I was at. I said, "Sheila, where are we?" And she's like, "I've lost my mind." She wasn't relating it to our experience or anything like that. I says, "I don't recognize anything, but it's gorgeous." It was absolutely beautiful. And then all of a sudden, off to the side, I saw a ring, a circle, just in my peripheral. I said, "Oh my gosh, is that you, Jehomm?" And I got a confirmation, but it wasn't verbal or anything like that. I just knew it was him. And I realized he was looking through my eyes. And so he did that several times. And his explanation is he says the human being is a fascinating being to them. That we have so many gifts that we have no idea what we're capable of. You know, and they love us. I mean, I just think, well, they love us, but they're fascinated by our existence. And so what they can do is they can look the Jehomm creatures, the big tall ones, they can look through our eyes, and when you don't know where you're at, you're seeing their perception of what's always there for us. Does that make sense? You know, and
Well, the trip we took back from Santa Rosa, they did that to me. And all of a sudden, I would start to scream, and David would say, "What?" I'd say, "Look at those rocks over there. Look how beautiful they are. Look at the trees. Oh my gosh." And he says, "We've been on this road a few times." I said, "Oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful." I mean, and it was like things I had never seen before, things I saw for the first time. It was really, really strange. I mean...
And then I realized, I said, oh my gosh, they're looking through your eyes. And she goes, what? And I says, remember when you couldn't figure out what I was talking about? That's what they did to me. They're looking through your eyes now.
No, just.
So when
a
they
little-
were looking through your eyes at things, you were experiencing it as if it was them seeing it for the first
Yeah.
time.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Well, and the way I put it was their perception of what I would normally see. It was their perception of what they're seeing. So they didn't see like us. Their eyes were like a circle, an absolutely round circle. And they didn't have like, you know, like we have skin over it and everything holding in place. It's like a skin came down it, up and over it and back again. So there was no eye, there was no pupil that was there or anything like that. And that was the Jehomm creature entity. He said that we, so there were more than one, created you. But we're not your God. Your God is our God. He made the statement, love is not the opposite of hate, but a healer of fear which perpetuates hate. And he said, go in love.